In recent weeks, the legal battles surrounding Sean "Diddy" Combs, one of the most influential figures in the music industry, have reached new heights. Lawyers for the hip-hop mogul have been desperately trying to delay his impending federal trial, citing the addition of 3 more victims to the growing list of allegations against him. These new developments could significantly alter the trajectory of Combs's legal defense and lead to further scrutiny of his past actions, especially concerning accusations of sexual abuse that date back years. One of the most disturbing allegations surfacing in the public eye is the claim that Diddy allegedly sexually abused child stars, such as Aaron Carter and Justin Bieber, when they were as young as 12 years old. These allegations paint a grim picture of an entertainment industry that has long been plagued by scandal, secrecy, and exploitation, with figures like Combs at the center of a web of deceit and abuse. The mysterious death of Aaron Carter. Unanswered questions. The tragic and untimely death of Aaron Carter has added another layer of intrigue and suspicion to the ongoing investigation into Diddy's actions. Carter, who was a child star in his own right, faced years of personal struggles and professional turbulence before his death in 2022. Despite the official ruling of a suicide, new evidence has surfaced that casts doubt on the circumstances surrounding his passing. Aaron Carter's mother, desperate for answers, is pushing to have the investigation into her son's death reopened, citing troubling inconsistencies in the initial reports. One of the most perplexing details is the lack of water in Aaron's lungs, which would typically suggest drowning. If he had truly died in the bathtub, as initially reported, this would have been an anomaly. There is also the unsettling fact that Carter had previously spoken out about being targeted and fearing for his life. 2 days before his death, he posted a video on social media in which he made disturbing claims that people were after him, alleging that those in the industry had set him up. Could there be a deeper, more sinister connection between Carter's death and the figures he was trying to escape? A dangerous connection. The power of Diddy in Hollywood. Aaron Carter's relationship with Diddy, whose influence stretches across the music industry, is not without controversy. Carter's rise to fame began early in his childhood, but as he mingled with powerful industry figures like Diddy, things began to spiral out of control. Many former child stars have similarly fallen prey to the industry's darker side, becoming victims of exploitation and abuse. Carter, in particular, was a part of this tragic cycle, as he was introduced to the pressures of Hollywood at a very young age. By the time Aaron was 15, he had already released 4 successful albums, each earning platinum status, and was firmly established as a teen heartthrob. His connection with Diddy came through the music industry's tight-knit web, where major record labels like Sony Records, under which Carter signed, were tied to Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment. As a result, it's no surprise that figures like Diddy were frequently present in Aaron's life, shaping his career and, perhaps, his fate. Aaron's claims and the mystery behind his death. A few days before Aaron Carter's death, the troubled star made a series of explosive claims on social media. In a TikTok video, Aaron revealed that he had been subjected to abuse by various figures in the entertainment industry. His most shocking statement was a direct accusation against those in power, with one major name prominently featured: Diddy. Carter alleged that his life had been threatened and that he was being targeted by powerful forces within the industry. He even went so far as to claim that his family was complicit in this ongoing exploitation, further cementing the idea that the forces conspiring against him were vast and well-connected. In the same video, Aaron detailed his financial struggles with Sony Records, which he accused of owing him millions of dollars. He was desperate for help, even asking his followers to raise money to help him relocate to a safe place. His words were a desperate cry for help. a final plea for survival in a world he felt was conspiring against him. It's clear that Aaron, in his final days, believed that something much darker was at play, a belief that the public would come to question in the wake of his death. The circumstances of Aaron's death. A suspicious scene. When Aaron Carter's body was discovered, the scene raised many questions. His body was found in a bathtub, but his phone, which he was known to carry everywhere, was mysteriously absent. The phone was later found in his car, parked outside his house, far from the location where Aaron had died. This strange detail prompted further suspicion. Why would a person who was constantly on their phone, especially in their final moments, suddenly leave it in a car, far from the scene of their death? This deviation from Aaron's normal behavior has only added fuel to the fire, suggesting that the circumstances of his death may not have been as straightforward as initially believed. Moreover, there was a significant lack of forensic evidence in the autopsy. Aaron's body did not show the typical signs of drowning, even though he had allegedly died in a bathtub. This discrepancy, combined with his previous claims of being targeted, raised more questions than answers. The official cause of death was ruled as an overdose, but many have speculated that it may have been part of a larger, orchestrated plan. This has led to growing concerns that there may have been foul play involved. Aaron's past trauma, abuse, and betrayal. Aaron Carter's tragic story was marked by years of abuse and trauma, both within his family and the entertainment industry. In a series of harrowing social media posts, Aaron revealed that he had been sexually abused by his late sister, Leslie Carter, when he was just a child. According to Aaron, the abuse occurred between the ages of 10 and 13, when Leslie, who struggled with bipolar disorder, was off her medication. He also alleged that his first two backup dancers had sexually abused him when he was only 8 years old. These revelations shed light on the deeply troubled childhood that Aaron Carter endured, providing insight into the complex and painful history behind his struggles. The abuse did not stop with his family. Aaron's entry into the entertainment world exposed him to a new set of dangers. Like many child stars, Aaron was introduced to a world where exploitation and manipulation were common. Hollywood's dark underbelly has long been known for its predatory behavior, with numerous figures in positions of power abusing their influence for personal gain. Aaron Carter's experience was no exception, as he found himself tangled in a web of exploitation that he struggled to escape throughout his life. The struggles of child stars, a pattern of destruction. Aaron's story is tragically not unique. Many child stars who were thrust into the limelight at a young age have found themselves subjected to similar patterns of abuse and exploitation. Justin Bieber, who also rose to fame at a young age, faced his own battles with addiction and mental health issues, often turning to drugs to cope with the trauma of his early experiences. The pressures of fame, combined with the sexual exploitation and manipulation that many of these stars face, create a perfect storm of self-destruction. The question remains, why does this pattern seem to repeat itself time and time again? Why is it that so many child stars end up broken, addicted, or even dead? The answer lies in the systemic issues that permeate the entertainment industry, where money, power, and control often take precedence over the well-being of young stars. Figures like Diddy, with their immense influence, are able to maintain a stranglehold on these individuals, often using their position to manipulate and exploit them for personal gain. The alleged role of Diddy in Aaron Carter's tragic end. As the allegations surrounding Diddy continue to unfold, many have started to question his involvement in Aaron Carter's death. Was Diddy simply a bystander in Aaron's life? Or did he play a more active role in the young star's demise? The connection between Diddy and Aaron is undeniable, and as more details emerge, the picture of Diddy's potential involvement in the tragic events surrounding Aaron's death becomes even murkier. In the wake of Aaron's passing, there has been growing speculation that Diddy may have had a hand in orchestrating or at least enabling the series of events that led to his death. With the mounting evidence against Diddy and his ongoing legal battles, including accusations of abuse and exploitation, it's difficult to ignore the possibility that he could have been involved in the darker side of Aaron Carter's life. A call for justice. The quest for truth and accountability. As Aaron's mother continues to fight for justice and answers, the world is left to grapple with the questions that remain unanswered. Was Aaron Carter truly a victim of foul play? Or was his death a tragic but inevitable result of the abuses he faced throughout his life? Only time will tell if the truth will come to light. But one thing is clear. The story of Aaron Carter, like so many other child stars, is a tale of exploitation, trauma, and loss, a story that deserves to be heard. The mysterious circumstances surrounding Aaron Carter's death. Aaron Carter was found dead in the bathtub of his Lancaster, California, home on November 5, 2022, at the age of 34. The official cause of death was later determined to be an accidental overdose, but there were immediate signs of foul play that raised doubts. Perhaps the most perplexing detail in the investigation was the absence of water in Carter's lungs, which would be an expected finding if he had indeed drowned. This anomaly has been a key point of contention for those questioning the authenticity of the initial findings. Forensic experts have noted that the lack of water in Carter's lungs could suggest that he was placed in the tub post-mortem, or that he was unconscious before being submerged. Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, has been particularly vocal in calling for a more thorough investigation into her son's death. On her Facebook page, she posted images of the bathroom where her son was found. One photograph shows the bathtub filled with green water, while another reveals disturbing signs of disarray, including feces smeared on the bathroom floor, a towel, and scattered clothing items. These images, combined with Schneck's emotional posts, strongly suggest that the scene was staged. She has repeatedly claimed that her son had been receiving threats before his death and that there were individuals who wanted him silenced. She believes that the Los Angeles County authorities were too quick to label his death as an overdose and failed to adequately investigate the suspicious aspects of the scene. In one particularly revealing Facebook post, Schneck questioned why the towels in the bathroom appeared perfectly placed, an observation that casts doubt on the official narrative. Her posts have emphasized that the police did not conduct a proper welfare check on her son the night of his death, even though they had allegedly been alerted to his potential crisis. These allegations have fueled public suspicion that the investigation into Aaron Carter's death was deliberately mishandled or suppressed. Schneck has made it clear that she feels the authorities were more concerned with closing the case quickly than with getting to the truth. The role of celebrity handlers and the Hollywood underworld. As the investigation into Carter's death continued, more bizarre and chilling details began to emerge, linking his demise to the sinister world of celebrity handlers. One of the most alarming connections was made between Aaron Carter and Harley Pasternak, a personal trainer with ties to multiple high-profile celebrities, including Kanye West. Pasternak has been accused by West of being part of a larger network of handlers who control the lives of celebrities, manipulating their careers, relationships, and mental health for profit and control. Kanye West has been outspoken about his experiences with Pasternak, even alleging that Pasternak once threatened to place him under a conservatorship similar to the one Britney Spears endured. West's claims of coercion and manipulation in Hollywood have echoed Carter's own struggles. Pasternak's ties to both Carter and West have led many to wonder if Pasternak or someone like him, played a role in setting up Carter's death to look like an accidental overdose. The idea that Hollywood is rife with powerful figures who manipulate young stars for financial gain is not new, but the growing number of allegations against figures like Pasternak has brought this dark side of the industry into the public eye. The concept of handlers in Hollywood is often discussed but rarely fully understood. These individuals are tasked with maintaining control over the lives of celebrities, often by managing their public image, career decisions, and personal affairs. While handlers may appear as mere managers or agents, they often wield far more influence, shaping their clients' lives behind the scenes in ways that the public is rarely privy to. For celebrities like Aaron Carter, who rose to fame at a young age, handlers are often seen as figures who control their every move, sometimes using psychological manipulation and coercion to maintain their grip on power. Given the suspicions surrounding Carter's death, many believe that his handler, Pasternak, may have had a hand in orchestrating the tragic events leading up to his passing. Aaron's struggles, a lifetime of abuse and manipulation. Aaron Carter's life was one of immense pressure and pain, much of which stemmed from his early entry into the entertainment industry. He was thrust into the spotlight at a young age, becoming a pop sensation by the time he was just 9 years old. However, the fame and fortune that seemed like a dream come true quickly turned into a nightmare. Carter's rise to fame came with the heavy burden of constant scrutiny, emotional turmoil, and disturbing encounters with powerful figures in the entertainment industry. The public has long been aware of Carter's struggles with substance abuse, mental health issues, and tumultuous relationships. What has not been as widely known, however, is the extent to which Carter was allegedly manipulated and abused throughout his career. Carter himself spoke openly about the sexual abuse he suffered at the hands of his late sister, Leslie, as well as his first 2 backup dancers when he was just a child. These revelations painted a harrowing picture of the emotional and physical toll that his early fame had on him. It also shed light on the toxic and predatory culture that pervades Hollywood, where young stars are often exploited and abused for the benefit of the powerful figures who control them. In addition to his family's alleged abuse, Carter's relationship with the music industry was fraught with exploitation and manipulation. He was signed to Jive Records, a subsidiary of Sony Music, which also had ties to Bad Boy Records, the label run by Sean "Diddy" Combs. The overlap between these 2 record labels meant that Carter, as a rising star, was likely in close contact with Diddy and other influential figures in the industry. While there is no concrete evidence linking Diddy directly to Carter's death, there are numerous conspiracy theories that suggest his involvement, given his notorious reputation for controlling and exploiting young artists. Carter's battles with drugs, mental health, and his strained relationships with his family and the entertainment industry became the focal point of his life in his later years. These struggles were well documented, but they were also part of a larger pattern seen in other child stars who have been exploited by the system. Justin Bieber, another pop star who rose to fame at a young age, faced similar challenges, including drug use and emotional instability, which many attribute to the pressures of fame and the exploitative nature of the entertainment industry. The allegations against Diddy, a web of power and corruption. One of the most significant and controversial aspects of Aaron Carter's death is the alleged involvement of Sean "Diddy" Combs, a mogul who has long been a central figure in the music industry. Diddy's influence over artists, particularly young stars, has been the subject of much speculation. In light of Aaron Carter's death, conspiracy theorists have begun to draw connections between Diddy and the dark underbelly of the entertainment world, where power, manipulation, and exploitation are rampant. Diddy's alleged role in the abuse of young artists is not new. His reputation for using his power to control and exploit talent has been the subject of numerous allegations over the years. Some have even accused him of being involved in the deaths or disappearances of artists who were once under his control, including the deaths of notable figures like Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. While there is no definitive evidence linking Diddy to these events, the sheer number of allegations against him has led many to believe that he may have played a role in Aaron Carter's death. The theory that Diddy may have had a hand in Aaron's demise centers around the idea that the death was staged to look like an overdose, a common tactic used in the entertainment industry to silence individuals who have become liabilities or who threaten to expose the darker side of Hollywood. Aaron Carter's own public statements about being targeted and threatened by powerful figures in the industry only fuel these suspicions. The fact that Carter had reportedly been trying to raise money for his own protection and had made public statements about his fears for his life before his death adds a sense of urgency and legitimacy to these claims. The ongoing investigation into Aaron Carter's death remains clouded with uncertainty, but what is clear is that his life was marked by systemic abuse, manipulation, and exploitation by the very industry that propelled him to fame. His tragic passing serves as a reminder of the darker side of Hollywood, where the price of fame can often come at the expense of personal well-being and even life itself. As the investigation into his death continues, there are many unanswered questions about the true cause of his death, the role of handlers and powerful figures like Diddy, and the extent to which Aaron Carter's life and death were manipulated by those who sought to control him. Ultimately, the mystery surrounding his death may never be fully solved, but it is clear that Aaron Carter's tragic story is one of many that have unfolded in the dark corners of the entertainment industry, where power, money, and control continue to reign supreme.